Shalom, shalom, Israel. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakak Kodash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world innately calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who bore the wealth of the Spirit. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put in their spirit to endure. Mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that is scattered four corners of the earth in and out of congregations. That's teaching His word and believing His word to the best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put in their spirit to endure. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. This is a continuation of First Ezra, the third chapter, because we was going into the truth take away the victory, right? St. John 14:6, Yahweh Shai is the truth, He is the way, and He is the life. So Yahweh Shai is going to take away the victory. And it goes like with every super hero or villain, criminal, or justice, you know, the righteous or the just always win. And there's people on this side that believe, the wicked are going to win, but not in that case because the Lord created a power off of His behalf, right? And Yahweh Shai comes in the power and the wisdom of His Father, Abba Yahweh, right? So nothing can stand in the way, nothing can knock down Yahweh Shai, right? Unless the Lord put that in His story for Yahweh Shai to fall, which was Him, to be a sacrifice for the children of Israel. He was the ransom, but that's it, you know. So let's continue to go on to this. And now we at chapter 4. Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. The bodyguard who had written about the strength of the emperor spoke next. Gentlemen, he began, nothing in the world is stronger than men, since they rule over land and sea. In fact, over everything in the world, but the emperor is the strongest of them all, right? He is their Lord and master, and men obey him. No matter what he commands, if he tells them to make war on on one another, they do it. If he sends them out against his enemies, they go, even if they have to break down mountains, walls, and towers. They may kill or be killed, but they never disobeyed the emperor's orders. If they are victorious, they bring him all their loot and everything else they have taken in battle. Farmers do not go out to war, but even they bring to the emperor a part of everything they have harvested. And they compel one another to pay taxes to the emperor, basically tribute. It says, although all the nations gonna give tribute to Yahweh Shai. It says, although the emperor is only one man, if he orders people to kill, they kill, and if he ordered them to set prisoners free, they do it. If he orders them to attack, they do it. If he orders destruction, they destroy. If he orders them to build, they build. And if he orders crops to be destroyed, our fields to be planted, it is done. It's halaki, forgive me, for not letting you know. The same cycle, because in this app you don't get second Ezra's um in the KJV on this U version app, you know. But this for the audience, that wanted to smack them and hit them straight to the point. I'm reading the Good News translation. You know, uh, especially if you teaching, different words might change and it might be more of a plain English, but it hits you in both. You know. So back to verse 9. It says, and he ordered crops to be destroyed or fields to be planted is done. Everybody, soldier and civilian, obeys the emperor. And when he sits down to eat or drink, and then falls asleep, his servants stay in guard around him, without being able to go and take care of their own affairs, for they never disobey him. Gentlemen, be concluded, since people obey the emperor like this, certainly nothing in the world is stronger than he. Right? And when we see in these segments, you know, the Lord is allowing us to see the example of how wine is strong, right? How a king is strong. We slowly get into the truth, right? Because a king is a man. So it doesn't matter if you poor, middle class, or rich, you are a king, let alone you can tell if you fit the description of a king because when you have a household, your wife and your children, do they obey you? You didn't see it say listening. It said obey. Do you obey my command? If I command you to do this, I command my household like this. Do you obey? Right? And the king gives those orders. Wine, do we obey it? Because when we drink, we overcome, right? And some brothers can stumble and commit adultery. You know, some of us might not know who he is. We might do something unrighteous if we overdrink. That's why wine, liquor, just wine, is strong. You know, especially when you are so consumed. The best way to get out of it is bread or water. But if you consume so much, it's hard to get that sober feeling, So they're giving you a very prime example on how one is the strongest. And we can look in today's day, it's very plain, you know. So now we're in the speech about women. So now the bodyguard about to explain the women. It says the bodyguard who had written about women the truth. It was Zerubbabel spoke last. Gentlemen, he began. The emperor is certainly powerful. Men are numerous, and wine is strong. Right? It says, but who rules and controls them all? It is woman, right? And woman gave birth to the emperor and all men who rule over the land and sea, right? But the man is the one that have the seed, right? You know, a lot of, especially in this time, people want to hold the regard because a woman bears a child. That's what her body was for, to bear children. But yeah, she is strong because she bears children. You know, a woman can be saved through birth. She can get the kingdom saved through birth. A man, the Lord didn't put that burden on a man to bear, you know. So, verse 15, it says, women gave birth to the emperor and all men who ruled over the land and sea. Women brought them into the world. Women brought a man who planted the vineyards from which vine comes. Women make the clothes that men wear. Women bring honor to men. In fact, without women, men couldn't live, right? Men, uh, uh, we won't be able to uh, bring forth our seed. We could live without a woman, right? But the Lord didn't want man to be alone. So yes, we can't live without a woman because, you know, a man can have the world all on his shoulders. A woman is supposed to be that peace. She's supposed to be that high tower of rest, the pillar of rest. And if a man don't got that, and he attack, he ain't got no comfort. Yeah, you know. So yeah, we do need women. We need them. You know, it says men may accumulate silver and gold and other beautiful things, but if they see a woman with a pretty face or a good figure, they will leave it all to gape and stare. They will desire her more than her wealth. This is a fact. This is very plain. This shows the logic in men. You know, um, you know, men is gonna look for the inward part of a woman, but because the Lord created woman for men, your body, the symbol of that body was made for pleasure, for the eyes and for the hands, and so much more, right? So of course, because a man is supposed to look at a man as a king and as a brother. So the Lord created you woman to be that beautiful, that lust of desire, not the lust of like in sin, but the lust of desire, like, ooh, I want her to be mine. Ooh, I want this to be my wife. It caused a man to be like, hey, let me off. It caused a man to offer a father, I'll work for you, or I'll give you 50 shackles. It would cause a man to let me see, I don't want to say flex, but bring forth a woman on a date. Look at Solomon. You know, he's showing forth his wisdom to the woman. Not saying he's trying to, bag her or something, but women look at a man different than men look at women. And I'm just smoothing that out because it really says if they see a woman with a pretty face Fear. They will desire her more than her wealth, right? Yes, we will stare. And most men is not looking at a woman for their money, you know. And it's straight logic. Just because a man is like, you know what, I want her, I want to have sex with her, that doesn't make him a bad man. That's just a man's logic and how we go, how our eyes see. We want that. You know, a man can have any woman he wants, you know. But when it comes to him seeking the Lord, a man is going to add like, oh, Lord willing, she's a virtuous woman, or seeking her to pursuing a virtuous woman. But a man is going to always look at a woman's beauty. You know, I'm just clearing it up for any sister that could be watching this, right? A man is not really wanting you because of your money. Now, it's good if a woman is a go getter because she adds more to the table. But if a man don't want you sexually, who's to say y'all gonna ever get to that, you know? And most men in a logical way, if they know that they would lay with you, is either the case that they will wife you or it is what it is, you know. But I'm just clearing it up. Men, we think logical. Yes, we look at the beauty, right? It says, verse 20, a man will leave his own father who brought him up and leave his own country to get married, right? And it's a lot of brothers, a lot of us is doing that. Or we leave the city we in and we find us a foreign or a girl that's in a whole nother city because the ones that's in our city is not fit or we just haven't came across, you know. But yeah, we leave our mothers and fathers and we cleave to a woman, you know. And a lot of us in this truth is a big example of, you know, cleaving to a woman, and you know, you kind of through the spirit is disconnected to your family, right? Verse 21, it says, he will forget his father, his mother, and his country to spend the rest of his life with his wife. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, the Lord put that love on him. Now, when it comes to wickedness, to sin, that would be a problem. Like, you know, a lot of brothers that come in this truth, they might be separated from their family because their family don't believe in the Lord the same way. And so instead of the contention, the the scoffing, the gaslight, the back and forth, you know, a man would uh, choose another route, right? So again, he will forget his father and his mother and his country and spend the rest of his life with his wife in a righteous way and in an unrighteous way. Most men, not saying that they will forget, you know, that most of their time is with that woman, you know. But verse 22, this is where it gets real crispy, right? It says, so you must reckon and pay a close attention because a woman that's just or a woman that's seeking to be virtuous, she's not fit in this category at all, you know. Verse 22, it says, so you must recognize that women are your masters, right? You must recognize that women are your masters. We can go to I believe it's Isaiah. Uh children children is your oppressors and women rule over you, right? So women have dominion over men. And this happened in past tense, and just look at us in America now, right? It says, do you work and sweat, toil, and then take all that you have and earned and give it to your wives, right? And that's a fact. You do. You know, it's either you going on a date, or she be like, I want to go here. You know, most men we're spending for a woman. You know, but when it comes in the world, you're spending excessive. You know, a bag, nails, feet, traveling here, BBLs, titties, and so on and so on. That has no benefit, right? It says 23, a man will take his sword and go out and attack and rob and steal and sell the seas and rivers. He may have to face lions or travel in the dark, but when he has robbed, stolen, and plundered, he will bring the loot home to the woman he loves. A man loves his wife more than his parents. Some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman, and others become slaves for the sake of a woman. Others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. So now Do you believe me? The emperor's power is certainly great. No nation has the courage to attack him. But once I saw him with Apam, his concubine, the daughter of the famous Bartuas, Bartuas, while sitting at the emperor's right, she took his crown off his head and put it on her own, and then slapped his face with her left hand. All the emperor did was look at her with his mouth open. Whenever she smiled at him, he smiled back. When she gets angry with him, he flatters her and teases her until she is in a good mood again. Gentlemen, if women can do all that, surely there can be nothing stronger in the world. The emperor and his officials just look at one another, right? And this is how it is in the town. If a woman can take your crown and, excuse my language, and smack the shit out of you, that is a problem, you know? And what did Limel's mother say to him in Proverbs 33, right? Don't give your strength to a woman, don't give your power to a woman. And him allowing a woman to take off his crown and smack him in the face, you lost your damn power. You lost your damn marbles, right? You lost your damn marbles, you know? And when we seen in between the scriptures, a woman that's serving Yahweh Shem Shai is not taking a king's crown off his head, let alone slapping him. A woman that's serving her husband is not doing that, let alone a righteous man is not about to laugh in his white face after she just smacked the taste bud out of him. That would not happen, you know. He must be a simp in the spirit, you know. A man is not giving all that he worked for a woman. He's gonna provide, make sure she got food and clothes, and if he can do, yes, he's gonna give her possessions. But other than that, he runs the camp. It really should be whatever she got, she's going to be giving it to her husband, making sure he got enough. You know what I'm saying? But the roles switch, especially when we look at Proverbs 29, verse 2, that the king's heart is in the hands of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Let alone, I think it's Proverbs 16 and 9, a man's heart divisive his ways, but the Most High direct his steps, right? And if you move off your heart with your emotion and feelings, you're going to follow a woman, right? And a man that's not of the Lord, a man that's not of the Lord is following a woman. The man of the Lord is not following a woman. He is following the bride, which is Mashiach Shai. He is following his head. It's backwards when a man is following his woman. But a man should not be chasing his woman. He should be leading his woman. And if he has to chase her, he should be correcting her, right? Because Sirach 25 in the last verse, if a woman don't go his way, he'll let her go. In the time that we in right now, this is not a time for a woman to be waiting at home for a man to give her everything, right? A righteous man is gonna provide. You need the rent paid, you need food, you need garment, like what you need. But all that other access, you want to be a boss, you want all that other stuff, stop, you know. But Lord willing, this is part two, and then we could tap into the rest and finish off about the truth. So it's a better Dagobah. With that, beautiful, beautiful read. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.